Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and I think this is actually my last process video for New York. On the front side of this is going to be a front and back. On the front side, I actually have some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff that I found in a Christmas shop while in Mystic, so that was certainly unexpected, but I love the Nightmare Before Christmas, so I'm happy to scrap that. And then on the back side, these are both collages that I made in Project Life in the app. On the back side, I have my final dinner once I got back to the city after my day in Mystic. And I got lucky that in both of these, there are some yellow tones. There's some green happening, definitely black. So the trick is going to be I have to fill this bottom pocket, or I don't have to, but I'm going to. I'm going to fill this bottom pocket with sequins. So whatever I pick, it has to match both sides because it's going to show through. So I do have my fuse tool heating up over there already. It's more than ready to go, so that's good. But I have to pick out not just my sequins, but my embellishments. What else do I want to do with these? It'll be very simple because since I already have such busyness happening, it's really like maybe a phrase label here and here, maybe something in the middle here because this is even busier than this one. So in theory, it shouldn't be that hard, but we'll see what happens. I think I have found a phrase I want to use for this one. I pulled out a couple that I was trying to make work for different reasons. I'm not a huge Christmas person, so this is more up my alley than a more traditional holiday thing of any type. So I thought this one was funny. I liked this one since it's a movie, but the color, the only thing that's really close to it is that, so I didn't like that. But I did find this one. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. So I think I'm going to use that because it's a very non-traditional Christmas thing here. And not everybody likes this movie, and I appreciate that. I understand that, but I do. And this is much more up my alley than, you know, traditional Santa Claus and whatever. And some people might get up in arms in that, so I thought it was a funny saying. I think I'm going to go with that. All right, I have added that on there, but it looks very flat to me and boring. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe get some enamel dots. I have so many, I really need to make an effort to use them more anyway. So I think I'm going to get some of those out, and I'm thinking green, maybe this like bright green. I don't know that I have that exact shade, but I'm hopeful because I have so many. You would think somewhere in there I'd have the right one, but I'm going to grab those, I think, and maybe just put one on each side. When I was going through my dots, I definitely have various shades. I have more that are an olive tone like those, and then I have more that's like a forest or hunter green, which is too dark for this. And then I pulled out these, and they're similar, but they're not the same. I found it helpful to kind of do this and get them closer together. These two greens are not the same. I think this one is the closer match than this one. And when you see these up next to each other, you can kind of tell. This is almost like there's a little blue in there, maybe like a teal. This isn't a perfect match either, but it feels better to me than those other ones. I think I'm going to go with that option. So these enamel dots are tricky sometimes. They're very hard to maneuver, especially the little ones. This one I did okay. This one is just being a bugger, so I had to get out my little tweezer bee tool and hope that I'm able to place it where I want it. Come on. Just going to press it down there to make sure it stays. Now let's see. Yes, good enough. I don't want to mess with it too much. If I've got it in an okay placement, it's fine. I'm going to leave it be. For this photo, since I need food-related things, I have grabbed my bag here that has tons of phrases. I wouldn't be using something huge like this acrylic here, but there might be some smaller items in here that I could use some thin puffy stickers, thinner chipboard. I'm just not sure what I want to do here. So I'm going to kind of dump that all out and see what I find. I'm having a bit of trouble finding something that I like here. I do like the idea of a circular element in the middle, but I don't like that this is white with a white background. And I tried these. This, I felt like that was too much of that yellow. I didn't mind that as much because the brown tones kind of work with the brown and sort of champagne colors behind here, but I wasn't sure it worked with the rest of this, so I'm not sold on any of these. I'm going to keep them there just in case, but I'm surprised with all of these different things that I didn't find something that I absolutely loved or where the color worked or whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my normal travel phrases, and I'm wondering, because there's this big blank space here, I'm wondering if I should find something that has a white background but black font, because it would bring in a little of the white here, but hopefully not be too obtrusive. So I'm going to just grab those and hope that there's something in there that I like. So I was having a tough time finding what I wanted to do here. I found this first. And I love what it says, but why couldn't it be the other way? Why couldn't it be a white background with black font? And I thought about like, oh, I could open the Project Life app and, just type one up myself with a white background, but I don't want to. I'm close to finishing this album and I want it done. And I don't want to have the extra hassle of like having to take the time to go in and make something. Whatever that says, it is. But I just don't want to do that. I did, however, find this. I think I'm going to put this right here. It is the white background with black font, which is great. And there's a part of me where it bothers me a little bit that I have words and words, but not enough where I'm not going to use it. And I was thinking I actually might do it like off center, like that, or even over here, something, just to make it a little bit different. And then I still could do something over here, like maybe in this corner. Because if I lose what's showing here, no big deal. It's just, ketchup or condiments or whatever. But I like this saying because when I got back from Mystic, I had made no plans because I didn't know exactly what time I was coming back. I actually ended up changing my train ticket from what it originally was too. So it's a good thing I didn't make plans. I just decided, I'm going to walk around my neighborhood. I was in Chelsea. So I just walked 5 or 6 blocks around and found this place, and it was called Worthwhile. And I didn't know anything about it. I just looked at the menu quick. I'm like, sure, sounds good. Kind of, burgers, but a little more elevated, a little bit with some different ingredients. So I thought, sure, I'll give that a whirl. And really ended up liking it. So sometimes it pays to be spontaneous and just see what you see, because I had a great experience. So I definitely find it fitting. So I think I'll use that. Then I just have to figure out, am I going to do anything else before I do the sequins? Since I already have all my enamel dots out here, because I was using them on the other photo, I think I'm actually going to use some orange ones or one, and because this little marker is an orange dot, I think I'm going to use an enamel dot right there to kind of bring that in together. They're diagonal from each other. I think it'll work well. I like how that looks. I love the positioning of it, but I feel like everything is on this left side. My phrase is there, the enamel dot is there. I need something on the right side, and now I think actually if I put it over the barrier here, that would be better. I'm just not sure what that is. So I'm going to look, I'm thinking maybe something like this, but maybe in black and white, whoops, or not orange. I've got too much orange already. Is green too much? Yeah. Well, maybe if I found the lighter green that more matches this, that might not be too bad. I'll grab out some and I'll test it. I did pull out all of my circles, and I decided to go with this lime kind of green to match this. And I didn't want to stamp anything. I feel like I have enough phrases. So I decided, you know what? I'm totally going to use it as a color design element. Just chop off the half that I don't need, put in a staple, and call it good. So that's done. Now all I have to do is figure out my sequin mix. Doing the sequins will hopefully be not that hard, because clearly I've got black and white in both of these. So I'm using black and white no matter what. Then it's a matter of what else do I throw in there. And I'm thinking if I can find a mix I already have made. I like this kind of yellowy color, but almost more of the champagne type, because this is a very light yellow, this is a variation of that, but yet I've got these bolder colors as well. And then possibly some green, but I'd have to be careful with it because again, it has to match both ways. So we'll see, but I'm going to look through what I already have as mixes. So hopefully I don't have to do it all manually, but then I do have my containers that have white and black in them as well. I've got a black and white mix here, and hopefully you can see here. The black, they're actually little squares or diamonds, depending on how you want to look at them, with little grooves in there. I like those. And then I forgot that I had this mix. And the only bummer is it's got some palm trees in there. But I think I'm just going to kind of push those to the side and try to just scoop out some of these greens because it is a nice mix, several different shades. I think hopefully it would work okay with all of this. So guess what? I'm gonna give it a whirl and just hope that it comes out okay. All right, I've got this pocket filled and ready to go here. I did actually end up finding some sequins that had a champagne color, so I threw a few of those in there, not a lot. It's mostly going to be that black, white / clear and green. But after I do this, you'll see some of the champagne ones in there, and hopefully it will come out well and give a nice mix of color. All right, so there you can see where I dropped in a little bit of the champagne. So this is the front, that's the back. So you can see the kind of mix that's in there, and now I will insert the photos and this should be done. All right, so here it is with the photos inserted. I think that's a good color mix for both sides. So I'm glad I'm glad I chose to put in the champagne ones because even though it's not a lot, I think it does add something to it. So I think it's helpful. But this one is complete. So this is the last finished layout for the album. The next time you see this, it will be part of a flip through. So thanks for watching.